Simone was blacklisted by the whole industry. Her wrongdoings included tax evasion, illegal operation of unqualified products, and cohabitating with a handsome young man abroad. Only after an investigation was conducted on her was it discovered that she went abroad for those 3 years not to study diligently at all, but to run a cosmetics business with her father, and the products were also unqualified. Furthermore, despite her claims that she could not let go of Jalen, she was secretly involved with a handsome young man abroad. So, did Jalen come back to me because he found out about Simone's despicable deeds? Of course, I did not care about that anymore. These days, Jalen often came to see me and gave me flowers, gifts, and resources. Of course, I never accepted any of them. Every time he came to me, he was stopped by my parents and my manager. After a while, he did not come again. I heard that he subsequently went to the bar often to get drunk, and he would go home drunk almost every day. I felt nothing when I heard that. He had numerous opportunities to look back at me over the last 10 years. I had also explained to him many times that I had never hurt Simone, but he never believed me. Now that Simone's true colors had been revealed and he was cuckolded and betrayed, he wanted to come back to me. I scoffed inwardly. Did Jalen truly think that I only wanted him? Did he really think I was that cheap? My only regret at the moment is that I realized it too late. I would not have lost my child if I had realized sooner that he was not worth it. Of course, if that were the case, I would never have married him, nor would I have conceived his child. However, it was too late to say anything now. No, it was not too late. My life had just begun. As for Jalen, knowing him as I did, he might spend the rest of his life in regret. Although this was not the outcome I wanted most, I would not hold any sympathy or pity for him. I was going to return the shares and money he gave me before, but Cecilia stopped me. You deserve it. Why return to him? Did I deserve it? Something I had obtained in exchange for my child's life. I could not enjoy it. However, I still did not return them to Jalen. Instead, I liquidated the shares and the house and donated all the money he gave me. I donated the money to welfare centers and children in poor mountainous areas. In the end, Simone was arrested for violating the law. It would be extremely difficult for her to live a normal life in the future, let alone become an artist. How satisfying. Cecilia clinked glasses with me happily. Spencer also came over and said happily, I knew from the beginning that she wasn't simple. I hated her the most when I was in school. But Roxy, this naive girl, still considered her a good friend, Cecilia said. Spencer also chimed in. Indeed, back then Jalen and Roxy were such great friends, but she drove us apart. Realizing that it was not the right time to mention Jalen, Spencer quickly stopped and changed his words. Haha, let's not mention those irrelevant people today. I'm sorry for making friends carelessly, I said. I remembered clashing with Cecilia back then because of Simone. Cecilia and Simone had been at odds since school, and because I was friends with Simone first, I would help her every time they quarreled. Unexpectedly, after all those arguments, Cecilia and I became best friends. It could be regarded as friendship growing out of discord. Also, thank you both. I was truly happy when I clinked glasses with them. Happy that these two good friends were still with me. There's no need for thanks between friends. Don't forget, that woman is also my sworn enemy. Cecilia looked at me and winked. She probably thought of what happened in school like me. Come, let's get wasted tonight. In the end, Cecilia and I were drunk. Spencer could not take care of us by himself, so he called someone to come over. In my drunken haze, I saw Spencer bringing over a trash can and placing it in front of Cecilia. Throw up here. CC. Hey, Spencer, why don't you tell her that you like her? If you don't tell her, she'll soon become someone else's, and then you'll regret it. Spencer's face turned red instantly. He turned around to look at me and stammered. Roxy, how did you know that Haha, we were close since we were kids. How can I not know that? Only our dumb Cecilia doesn't know that. Besides, maybe she thought you liked me. Of course, I was not that stupid as to let Cecilia get the wrong idea. As her best friend, I often set her up with Spencer discreetly and even made insinuations that he liked her. I don't like you, he said. T.S. You make it seem like I like you. Let me remind you that there are many suitors around Cece recently. If you don't act soon, She'll never be yours. Spencer contemplated for a while and finally nodded his head solemnly. I'll give it a try. I could not help laughing again when I saw his attitude. Spencer was probably afraid that if he confessed and Cecilia did not accept it, he might lose her friendship, so he did not dare to say it. Although I understood his perspective very well, I did not want them to miss the chance of getting together. To be honest, Cece should be interested in you too, although she didn't say it. As her best friend of 10 years, I can tell. Naturally, I said that because I had evidence, though it was not obvious. In any case, I felt that Cecilia treated Spencer differently, but whether they could ultimately get together depended on their luck. As for me, I was going to pursue my handsome young man. Don't worry about me today. Take good care of Cece. I patted Spencer on the shoulder and got up to walk outside alone. In my dazed state, I saw a somewhat familiar face. I turned to look at Spencer and asked, "Did you call him here?" "I didn't. Why should I ask him to come here?" "Oh, that's good." I did not wish to see Jalen now. I did not want him to ruin such a happy day. At some point, a handsome young man appeared beside Spencer. On impulse, I grabbed him and said, "Help me out." Handsome. The scene was chaotic because I seemed to have kissed him. Also, this man seemed to be a little familiar. I seemed to have met him somewhere, but this was our exclusive private room. How could a handsome young man appear here? "Roxy, why you?" He seemed to know me. "Who are you?" I asked curiously. "I'm Cecilia's younger brother. My name is Yoel Quinn. I'm your fan. Roxy, I like you." I did not listen to anything else. I only heard him say that he liked me. My head was dizzy, and my memory was foggy. I simply felt that the guy in front of me was quite handsome. Good Yoel. Wonderful Yoel. Send me home to sleep. Yoel. Yoel sent me out. When we passed by Jalen, I vaguely remembered glancing at him and patting him on the shoulder, saying, "Handsome, please make way." After that, I blacked out. However, I clearly felt at that moment that Jalen was like someone from my previous life to me. How wonderful. His existence could no longer affect me. My future was still very long. Apart from him, there were many others by my side. There were my parents and relatives who loved me, and 2 good friends who liked each other. Oh, and a handsome Yoel that liked me. Life was so beautiful. The end.